to go live. Okay. And I can't even let everybody else know that I'm not able to go on the scheduled thing. Cape Town, the Wi-Fi here. The Wi-Fi here? Not okay. Not okay. There's literally nothing I could do to get onto my original thing. I can't even access the comments. It is insane. All right. I'm hoping that people somehow will realize that I'm over here instead of where I was originally. Somehow. Hey guys. Hey guys. If you were trying to get onto the original live that I was trying to do, I was also trying to get onto, hi Brandy. I was also trying to get onto the original live that I had planned, but Cape Town is not here for me and for this Wi-Fi. So against all odds, we're gonna have this conversation. We're gonna have this conversation. It is going to be about moving abroad primarily and like people's thoughts and feelings about that. I'm also so hungry and I have my laptop right here, guys. How is Cape Town? Cape Town is a fascinating place. It is a fascinating place. I'm going to talk about overall, my experience has been very good, very good. I would also like to say that the politics here and the history here are palpable, It is an incredibly segregated city. And what I learned from, if you really want to know a city, you always got to talk to the Uber drivers. And my first Uber driver told me, come get us, we're in debt. Listen, it's bad. First of all, thank you so much, Brandy. And girl, it's bad over there. There's a reason why I left. It's not good. And it's not looking like it's gonna get any better. So yeah, literally, if you have any questions about moving abroad, what the process is like, what were my first steps, like narrowing down a country, yeah, it's bad. It's real bad. Any questions at all, please. I'm here to be a resource to you guys because I'm a relatively impulsive person. I didn't have everything planned when I made it when I left the United States, but I learned a lot of stuff along the way. So yeah, I will always say, it's not impossible to move out when you have kids, and it's not impossible to move out when it comes to parents and stuff, it does just make it a little bit more complicated. Just putting it out there. Not impossible, just a little bit more complicated. It is also good to know, I don't know if it's good to know or not, but all the people that I've met here so far in South Africa, and the conference that I'm a part of, the cocktail conference that I'm a part of, is going to be the first Pan-African cocktail conference. So I'll talk more about that later. It's super dope. She been drinking. But literally everybody from across the continent of Africa that I've met thus far has asked me, is it really that bad over there? Like in America, is it? And I'm like, I don't live there anymore because, yeah. So everybody knows, everybody's concerned. And nobody understands how the orange demon came into power again. So that is that. That's that for that part of the monologue. But I would love to come and get you all. I'd love to have a little private something, a little private purse, if you will. You all just jump in and heavens. So yes, if you guys have any questions and such, also my room is an absolute mess. I have been running around all day. And I actually just came back from seeing penguins over here. And I don't know if my phone dies, I'm gonna sit right back here and charge it. But in the meantime, you guys are gonna come with me as I answer questions. And I'm going to wash some mangoes, because that's what I need now. That is exactly what I need. Oh, that lighting is so nice. That's some nice lighting. So yes, please ask away. If you have any more specific questions about Cape Town, once again, happy to ask. People, lovely. Food, great. I also, there's like an affinity for sweetness here, which I find really interesting. I'm sick of the MAGA mangas, especially the head. Listen, they're getting bolder and louder and somehow dumber all at the same time. That was the thing that caught me by surprise. Like I thought they peaked at the level of dumb that they reached, but clearly there's deeper to go. They're breaking through concrete trying to get to new levels of dumb. Ooh. Okay, here we go. This is my fruit haul. Yeah. Oh no. Oh no, the mango's still fine. The mango's still fine. But yeah. Ooh, also I got this ring while I was out at the. I got this ring and I got this little African necklace. Oh my God. But yeah, like, first of all, please don't let people start gaslighting you into thinking, oh, you know, America's not that. I feel like a lot of the Black people have come to a common understanding of yikes. But when it comes to moving out, I feel like there's a lot of people, even now, that's like, oh, you know, it's not that bad. Oh, you know, like we can, and yet, like, we have powered through terrible times in the United States consistently as Black people, as marginalized people, but especially as Black and Indigenous people. I'm just putting it out there. If people are coming to you saying, oh, well, you know, like, you don't have to go just because this, you can tell them that I said, hey, I'm a go anyway. You can stay. You're allowed to stay. I'm a go. And that's fine. Everybody's allowed to make their own choices. Yikes is an understatement forever and always. It's just, sometimes it's just an all-encompassing, it's like an experience. Yikes. How am I? I am good. Stressed out about the Wi-Fi here. But other than that, pretty good. I would love to America. I just don't know where to go because it's crazy. It is crazy everywhere, but you got to pick your crazy. Got to pick your crazy. In a similar way, where are the plates over here? In a similar way, we're like, for the people that date men, you know, if you're gonna pick a booga that you could deal with, you know, like they're not all gonna have it all together. There will be several screws loose, but there's some screws that you're like, yeah, all right. He's not punching kittens in the face, like, but he does consistently do, I don't know, some other booga activity. You pick your man, you know? So for me, when picking Spain, okay, I'm gonna talk and look for the plates, wherever those are. So for me, for example, when I was picking Spain or like narrowing down my forever places, I knew that, oh man, this mango's got a dent in it. It's beautiful, it's got a dent in it. So let me talk about some of my hard yeses and hard nos when I was first thinking about where I wanted to move abroad. Hard yeses, I wanted somewhere where the prominent language was either English or Spanish. One of those two. I wanted somewhere that prominent language, English or Spanish. Also, when it came to the cost of living, I wanted somewhere that was not going to be more expensive than what I was already used to. I wanted to go somewhere that, as it relates to international politics, and like, this was a thing that I was kind of thinking about, but not as much as after the initial attack on the Palestinian people, but not you quote unquote initial attack as it relates to everything that happened post October 7th. But I wanted somewhere that, as it related to global politics, didn't give me seething anxiety. I wanted somewhere walkable. I wanted somewhere, as it relates to my autoimmune disease, I wanted somewhere that, oh, hey guys, oh, people are popping in. I'm, once again, so sorry that I had to switch over. Don't know, the Wi-Fi here. And then when it came to like cities and narrowing that down, I wanted to be near national, like an international airport, all this stuff, great food scene for my job and also for funsies. Like, there were a whole lot of things that were like, oh yeah, now no place is perfect. I knew that like I'm moving to Spain, one of the big dogs of colonization. So I was like, oh yeah, it's gonna be a problem. When I was moving to Mexico, I know that there's anti-blackness everywhere. I'm like, I could live in anti-blackness in America, or I could get out and go somewhere where, I could test out, see how things are going to go. I will try my best to learn the language, make local friends. There's a little bit of a bruise in here. I think it's fine. But yeah. Ooh, okay, let's see. I'm going to catch up on what some people are saying. My advice for American lessons is pick any state with a labor party. Any state with a labor party that actually has government representation. Good. Listen, that sounds like a great idea in theory, but when the federal government starts making hard laws, no matter what state you're going to be in, you're going to feel it. You're going to feel it. Now, for example, when it comes to California and the way that Newsom is doing his best to try and protect the citizens over there, he's doing his best to protect the citizens over there as far as a governor can. But once again, in the same way that a lot of people have been noticing that when the federal government overturned Roe v. Wade, yes, it affected southern and conservative states more, but it's been felt everywhere. My family's from New Jersey. I personally know people that have been making more treks or camping trips, if you will, to certain parts, to certain states, organizing. It's going to be felt everywhere. And sorry, my brain just went to a deep, dark wormhole for a hot second. If you can start dipping your toes out, try a couple trips and that are different and see if it makes you feel. Yes, if you have the opportunity to make a couple trips, I strongly recommend it. Here is a travel hack for you guys that are like, oh my gosh, but traveling is so expensive. It doesn't have to be. Some of the most important, big ticket items are flights. If you look for places, let's say you're looking for a tropical place, right? Look for around the rainy season, during the beginning or the end of the rainy season. When I got my round trip tickets to Costa Rica, this was a while ago, a couple of years ago, but I got round trip tickets to Costa Rica just at the beginning of the rainy season for $250 round trip. And while I was down there, it barely rained. Like a couple of quick showers, but like, I strongly recommend it. I've also traveled to other places during their rainy season. It's the rainy season. It's a little travel hack that's helped me out, especially if you're testing out some new spots. Never limit your world in someone else's backyard. Yep, travel is not a priority for everyone, and that's okay, but you don't have to take advice of people that don't have to live with the consequences. Listen, I understand that. That's what I'm talking about. They don't got this in Spain. And that's the unfortunate part. But right. And with this, I made videos about this before on the travel side of my page. But if you are looking for people to help you figure out where to move to, please, for the love of God, know the difference between an influencer and a content creator. Influencers don't know what it's like to go somewhere and live with the consequences of living there. They don't know what it's like to be somewhere for a long enough period of time to understand the city politics of each spot. Content creators do. And journalists. Oh, hey, Monica. Oh, hello. Okay, here we go. Oh, I'm catching up. I promise I'm catching up. Never I say this, I've permanently left, but yeah, for me, I agree with Shannon to pick a few things. Walkable is good unless, yeah. Another thing about my experience I'm not even going to say all of South Africa because I've just been to Cape Town. For a number of reasons, I don't know if I could live here, but a big one for me personally as a human being, I don't like driving. You got to drive here. There's some public transportation, but things are far. Things are far. I've been clocking all of the supermarkets that I've been seeing, and I've been driving around. The city's huge. And also the outer sides of the city. You gotta have a car, and I don't like driving. So there is that. Love this city though. Love this city. food culture, food scene, also the cocktail scene is just, I might do a whole other video just like talking about my experience with that. Yes, the Africans still have their own. So I've talked to a number of South Africans about this, and later today, also I'm so sorry if you guys can hear me eating. It's been a long day. But in South Africa, there's 3 races. There's black, there's white, and there's colored. In the US, colored means something very, very different than it does here. Here, it's like basically mixed people. So when I first arrived here, I had a long drive between here and the, in the airport. And I talked to the taxi driver, and he was just like, I was like, as I'm here, would I be considered black or would I be considered colored? And he's like, you would be considered colored here. And I was like, okay, can you tell me? And my Uber driver was a black South African. And I was like, so what exactly does that mean? Like, is there separations between people? And he was like, in Cape Town, there's even like, yeah, yeah, there's like a colored community that, in the same way that like white people live in certain parts and black people live in certain parts, he's like, colored people live in certain parts here too. And I'm like, really? And he's like, yeah. So, and it's as somebody who, let me show you. Oh, Jesus, almost died. So this is my bag. It says Black Joy, Black Joy, Black Joy. I'm proudly a black lady, right? The reactions that I've been getting around Cape Town to that bag, depending on who it is, has been fascinating. So yeah, good morning to you, wherever you are from in the world. It is 5 o'clock over here, but thank you. Okay, 10% battery. I gotta finish this and then charge this again soon. Southeast Asia. We love it there. Low cost of living, nice. Yeah, I've heard wonderful things about Southeast Asia, especially when it comes to black people moving abroad, in terms of their experience over there. I personally have not been yet. I am working on it. But when I do start to make my way over there, I want to explore Vietnam. I want to explore Thailand. I want to explore Singapore to a degree, just because their food scene seems phenomenal. I feel like Bangkok is going to have my heart, though. I want to explore the Philippines. And there might be a really big cocktail festival happening in Manila in like a year or two. I'm telling you, if I have the opportunity to go, I'm taking you guys in my purse with me. It's going to be great. Oh my God. Speaking of really dope cocktail festivals, while I was here, it was officially announced by the head of, I can't share too much because I'm going to be sharing most of this in my upcoming article for Essence, but there's going to be a really big, really fun cocktail festival that is coming up in Nairobi. I can't share what time yet, but I will keep you guys posted on when that article is up, because internationally, we should all be representing. Also, like it's all just so good. Like the cocktails are really good, but also you really get to explore local cuisine and how they infuse that with not infuse that with the cocktails, but like blend the flavors together. Yeah, and the Kenyan team has been here, and they've been working with a South African bar here. So they've made like a fusion menu for their time here. Guys. So yeah, gently putting that out there. Right? 250. It's completely possible. You just have to be open to traveling at like not peak season, arguably the opposite of peak season. Oh God. But in subtle panic mode, that will happen. I'll be in the carriage, and X was taking. It is going. I do not want to fearmonger. I don't want to raise people's anxieties. I do want people to not be deluded into a state of everything is going to be all right, kind of American dream mentality that my parents had when they came to the United States. I want us to be very, very objectively real, the realest of real, of what is potentially going to happen in the United States. Hoping for the best, but actively preparing for the worst. Mangoes are also mangoes and watermelon. And I had a watermelon, oh my God, I had a watermelon juice this morning, and it really took me back to my family in Jamaica, because it was watermelon juice, there was mint, and then the lady took she just reached in the back and she got a stick of sugar cane and she just put it in the juicer. And then as it was pressing, her baby was in the back and he's just looking at me, and I said, hi, and he goes, and then she gave me the juice and it was phenomenal. And I'm like, also, the way that not every, but the majority of the Black South African people that I've had the opportunity to, not even Black South African, the Black African people that I've had the opportunity to talk to since being here, one of the first things that they have said to me has been welcome home. It's so nice to be in Africa. It's so nice to be on the motherland. Catching up. I'm gonna drive and I'm absolutely looking forward to Africa. Move away from the US. Also, an important thing to know for all you drivers, everything is opposite from the US. The driver's side is on the opposite side. You drive on the opposite side of the road. Most things are a stick shift here also. So keep that in mind. If you have the chance to practice before you move, definitely do that. Yes, please don't forget to, thank you, MB. Please don't forget to like this video. It helps to boost it in the algorithm so that way other people can find it. Hopefully get some resources in here. Also, once again, no pressure. Always appreciate a super thanks if you can, but oh God, almost lost you guys. I came across an Ooga on YouTube last month just because I agreed with a woman being child-free. You see, the Oogas will go after anybody. An Ooga's gonna Ooga no matter what. So just keep that in mind out there. No, traffic is terrible, so no, Singapore food scene, absolutely, yes. Make sure you get a visa for Vietnam. Americans need it. Americans gonna need a whole lot more visas as time go on too. I have been hearing a lot of rumors about basically the soon to be downfall of the, oh my God, there's so much string in my mouth right now. The US passport will probably be losing some power, a lot of power, very soon. So we're going to be needing a lot more visas. I think actually starting in 2025, certain European countries are going to be requiring US citizens to get visas. Don't quote me on that, but God, yes. Sorry. Yeah, so visas are going to be on everybody's map. Are going to be on everybody's radar from the US pretty soon. It's a privilege that we've had for a long time, and look at what the US has done with that privilege. Not knowing unspoken politeness, expectations, and implications. As somebody that travels pretty frequently, I understand the concern for that. I also think that if you are a kind human being, genuinely trying to understand the culture of the place that you're in and being open to being wrong, I think more than the unspoken social rules of an area, if you are a kind human being and you are open to being wrong all the time, that's not an issue that you're going to have. Everywhere that I go, in every country that I go to, South Africa included, I ask questions genuinely because I don't know what's going on. Correct me. I encourage people to correct me. happy to be wrong, because then I learned something, and in me learning something, I could potentially make a new friend. So please, if that is a concern of yours, let it process through your body and then release it. And then just release it. Because that should not be, in my opinion, that should be something that holds you back. Welcome, huh? It's unstable economically. South Africa, as a country, I think that the way that, sorry, somebody who was asking here, Jerry guy is saying, I heard South Africa is unstable economically. One, there's a lot of countries that are unstable economically, and that's not be the truth. Also, once again, guys, don't forget to like this video while you're just listening out here. There's a lot of countries that are technically unstable economically, and depending on who you are and who you ask, different people will have different answers to that. The white people here don't feel the economic instability, and it shows. That also, I can't remember what the exact phrase is, but I was talking to a South African person, and they were saying that the differentiation between the classes here is some of the highest in the world, if not, yeah, it's like one of the highest differentiations between who is poor and who is wealthy in the world. And when you leave the airport in Cape Town, you see it. You see how, and these are a lot of the like Black South African neighborhoods and villages that you drive past. And then you drive into like the white parts of town and you go, oh no. Oh no, that's racism right there. That's all that is. Jesus. Everything. Okay, this finger is fine. I pray we all get the experience of being welcome back to our motherland. I think we will. Which, once again, just being open to being accepted by a place that is familiar and old and part of us, but also has been existing outside of us for a while too. But just coming with that openness of, hi, I'm really happy to be home, people, in my experience. And not just like in the cocktail festival. I have some friends that I made in town. Oh my God, they're so cute. I'm going to be including their info in the caption here later. If you guys would like to follow two young blooming influencers in the fashion scene, born and raised Black Cape Town, Black Cape Tonians, and they are so sweet and so kind, and they know and experience Cape Town so personally. I'll include I literally just made these friends like 2 days ago and I have not had the chance to update anything. So when I get the opportunity to put their info in, please go and follow them. Their names are Zuleila and Langa. Yeah, adorable. They're in their early 20s. They met in fashion school. I'm obsessed. Yes, I am originally from the US. Seshgan countries will be requiring visas. Yes, indeed. Hope everything is okay. Everything is great. Thank you for asking. Just finished taking my DRC test and the application. How are you? I am good. Thank you for asking. Oh, also, I am good, and as of yesterday, my student visa for Spain has been approved, so turn up. Also, somebody recently asked me, I think it was in an email. I've gotten so many emails, I can't respond to everything. But, oh shit. Okay, I have like 5% more before. I'm moving. Oh my God. No, you guys don't need to see that. I'm so sorry. Oh my God, there's so much. This was a bad choice. But my visa's been approved, so all the crying that I did recently, no more. How do you know? I have a help. Okay, yes, if you would like to grow your YouTube channel, reach out to Shar Henley. She is, I made a video, or I posted a video pretty recently about references that I have for Black women who are doing the work to help people get themselves off the ground in different ways, different means, different whatever. And oh my God, the amount. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. I'm so sorry. Oh my God, that's insane. Yes, reach out to Shar. I think right now, don't quote me on this, but I think she's still accepting clients, but you do just need to reach out to her. I included her, oh my God, I can't finish that right now. That's wild. I included her info in the description of one of my videos. I will include that here later. Oh my God. Wow. That was just so much mango hair all at once. Oh my God, don't look at me. I mean, maybe do. I don't know. If Shayna, it's only unstable if you earn and spend in rands. If Shayna continue to earn dollars, the instability would actually allow her to be more. Yes, exactly what I'm talking about. It really, instability is very subjective. The economic instability of a lot of countries is incredibly subjective. So there are some people that move to, oh no, there's a fly. There's some people that move to countries that are considered economically unstable because they're like, oh, my dollar's gonna go farther. I'm gonna be able to do all this stuff for so cheap, and it's gonna be, which like, yeah, that's true, but yikes, that's a terrifying way of thinking about it. Of like moving to a country to take advantage of like something that's really affecting locals negatively. So yes, thank you for wording that, Wolf Sister. The U.S. market is the U.S. is one market crash away from economic instability. Yes, it is. Yes, it is, and it is how I would say gonna be wild. My God, I need floss. I need floss so bad. And I don't want to floss in front of you guys. Oh, you guys don't deserve that. I like you guys. Okay, I'm just going to sit on the floor. This is, when I say it has been so hard to not just get work done, but to charge anything here, this is what I mean. Okay, we're on the floor and we're hanging out. Income inequality. I mean, I think the income inequality, I don't know. I need more information before I even respond to that. Yeah, the South Africans make sure When I say, like, yes, apartheid is the immediate criticalness of apartheid is technically done here. You know, Nelson Mandela, all of that. The effects of it, as somebody that just got here, and I don't know everything about South African history. Also, my God, please. If there's any mango that you guys just happen to see, please just leave it alone. Please just leave it alone for me. Yeah, as an outsider and as somebody whose first time it is here, it is visceral. It is visceral. There's also like, when you go to the city center, you do see, I've just seen a lot of white people. Like a lot of white people, and I don't, like some of them, I don't know. I've also seen, like, not towards me, but once again, I think it's because I am perceived in a certain kind of way here, but there's like I've noticed some like subtle disrespect, not active disrespect, but just like, oh, I don't have to think about this. Like you should, from like the white people here as it relates to the Black people here. And also I had a really, I don't have the words for how it feels yet, but I went to the bathroom today after I went to go see the penguins, and there were these two Black South African girls, adorable, like they look like teenagers, right? And I was just waiting to go and wash my hands because there were only two sinks and there were two girls, and they both saw me, and they immediately were like, "Oh, I'm so sorry," and then they moved out of the way, and I was like, "No, no, 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 no! Finish washing your hands. Take your time." They go, "Oh, thank you," and then they continued, and I'm like, why were they going to just like stop doing what they were doing for me? Finish washing your hands, you little babies, you little angels. So then they finished washing their hands and they started drying their hands. So then I went to wash my hands. And then when I was done, I was just going to wait until they dried. And then they noticed that I was waiting. And they were like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry." And I was like, "No, no, 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 no. It's fine. Finish what you were going to do." So then they finished and then they scurried out. And I was like, would people have actually just taken their spot washing their hands? Would people have actually like moved around them to dry their hands as they would? I don't know. But the immediate apology, and like, why are you apologizing? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe that was an isolated event, but I don't know. Okay, let's see. Continuing on. Um, is South Africa safe to? All right. I will respond to that message later. Also, guys, please don't forget to like. Don't forget to like this video. We're going to meet back up at 6:30. Great. Okay. Sorry, that's my journalist group. Safe to live in. I don't know if I can fully answer that question. From what I have heard from, I will ask more questions tonight. I will ask more questions tonight to my little nuggets, to my little angel faces. And I will also encourage them to maybe share a little bit more about their experiences living and growing up in Cape Town. And also, let's maybe not say is South Africa as a whole, or like as a country as a whole, safe to live in, because there are different places in each country that have wildly different vibes, experiences, if we're talking about safety, crime rates, that kind of a thing. I personally have been strongly recommended to go to Johannesburg while I've been here. Everybody that I've met that's from here is like, Shayna, your vibe is Johannesburg. You would love it over there. So fingers crossed for maybe next time. But South Africa as a whole, I don't know. I know that Cape Town is a big city. I know that big cities require a certain level of awareness and forethought in order to navigate well. I also know that I'm used to living in cities like New York. And yeah, so I'm navigating it pretty well. I've had some of my new local peeps were like, oh, like you're from here. And I'm like, I think I'm just giving that I'm from a city. So that's the vibe. What are you eating? I was eating a mango. I have some lychee that I would also like to consume, but unfortunately, my phone is dying and there is no charger over there. And I think they recently changed the outlets in South Africa too. So like, I can't, you know what, for those of you who are thinking about traveling here, getting a multifaceted adapter, like that has a bunch of these parts to it, is going to be so helpful. Why? Because of the hotel that I'm in, we have a couple of options. So this is great for like my laptop, my MacBook. This I can just charge regularly. This fits in here, bing, bang, bop, that's great. But this is now the standard outlet for South Africa. This was not always the standard outlet for South Africa. How do I know this? Because if you look right here, right here, and I got this, this is part of a much bigger thing, but this says Africa right here. And I got this maybe like 5 years ago. Yeah, so figuring out which outlet works for the country that you're going to, it's also something you're gonna wanna consider. Yeah, because most places don't have just the USB plugins. So there's that. Import fluctuations, good morning, Scooby-Doo-Bob, sorry. Oh man, I'm really, really behind. I am eating a hairy mango. I have suggestions for seasoning salt. There were some dope seasoning salts at the market that I went to today. Now, did I get any? No. Why? Because I went shopping. I got this necklace. Look at it. It's a little Africa. It's a little Africa. And I got some really nice clothes. So I was like, okay, I could get more things and possibly have an issue checking my bag, or I could call it quits for now and then just come back at another point in time. So that is what we're gonna do. Go to country in order to take advantage of them. Passport. Nothing in your. Oh, thank you, Monica. Thank you. Thank God there's nothing too crazy in my teeth. Okay, scoop-a-dip-bop. Girls were just respectful. Please don't interpret it as weird. Okay, all right. I'm hoping that they were just being respectful. Like, I also recognize that like they were younger. I'm giving auntie. Like it could have been a number of things, but I just in like hearing the way that people have been talking about how the three different races are perceived and how like I don't know. There's so much that I don't know, which is why when it comes to things like safety or things like whatever, I don't feel like I can talk about it, but I'm gathering people that I think would be able to talk about it with you guys, and speak about it fully and from a personal experience. So, yes, thank you for that. Exactly, Mississippi is not the same as Illinois, so we Americans should not. Yes, exactly. And I think that when we, like, there's a lot of people, especially in Europe, right? Europeans really do not have a concept of how large the United States is. So, like, where they drive for 3 hours and they've passed through maybe 2 countries, you drive for 3 hours and you're still in New Jersey. So, yeah, the way that and even like between North Jersey and South Jersey, for anybody who hears from New Jersey, you know that there's an invisible Mason-Dixon line just randomly in the middle of New Jersey. Like, people have like a southern-ish drawl in South Jersey. You'll see like rolling plains and cows and a lot of Trump flags, and then you go to North Jersey and it's basically like a version of New York. Now, I don't want to hear from anybody that's going to talk about Central Jersey. I don't care enough to get into that debate. But yeah, so the differences between countries like the cities like that in countries as large as South Africa. Something else that's important to know if you're thinking about like, oh, maybe I want to plan a trip or whatever. If you go to the South Africa tourism website, you will see, not the South Africa, the Cape Town tourism website. The Cape Town tourism website says, oh yeah, we have like elephant sanctuaries in Cape Town. I was like, oh my God, all I want to do is like touch an elephant, be with an elephant, so that way I could finally get this tattoo and have this spiritual moment that I really want, because elephants mean so much to me. The way that the closest elephant sanctuary that's in Cape Town is 7 hours away. I'm like, I refuse to believe that that's still Cape Town. You cannot lie to me like this. But they did. They tried. They're like, oh yeah, don't worry about it. You could just like, Shayna, it's only an hour and a half away by plane. By plane. Things to consider, guys. Things to consider. So you're in the capital city of racism in South Africa. Trust me, you will feel the difference when you get here to Okay, so it's nice to know that the feeling shifts a little bit further, the further out that you get. I would love to go to Joburg. Also, for those of you who are in this chat that are in South Africa, especially if you're in Joburg, the festival that I'm a part of right now called Ajabu, they are going to, it's like a biannual festival at this point. I'm at the second iteration, and the first iteration was earlier this year, and it's gotten larger and larger with each step. Next time, there's going to be one in Cape Town and one in Joburg. And they're going to be flying people in from different countries in Africa, from different like internationally recognized bars around the world, partnering with local restaurants, local bartenders. There was a scholarship program. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. I have to write about all of this for Essence. I will post the article when it is live. Fresh leisure, amazing, correct. Travelers, please double check the voltages of your appliances. Cell phones and stuff are usually okay, but you don't want to. Thank you, Emmy. You really do want to check the voltages, because my favorite hair like brush blow dryer. When I was in Tenerife, also if you're black, do not go to Tenerife. It is wildly racist over there. Yes, the entire island. Yes, the entire island. It's not that large. I have so many videos talking about that are all over my page. But yeah, it also destroyed my hair straightener, my hair blow dryer, my hairbrush, because I didn't check the voltage. I thought it was going to be fine, and it was not. Thank you. That is very important. Oh, thank you so much. This is actually from in Spain. There maybe across other parts of Europe too, but there's oh my gosh, what is it called? A thrift store brand called Humana, and I got this for €4. I know. I got a bunch of other shirts for like €3 or €4 over there. This is currently one of my favorites, and I've gotten a bunch of compliments on it while I was here. So thank you. I appreciate it. And I love this pink. I live in Texas. As my dad, it takes me about 4 hours to go. Yeah, yeah. It can take forever to just drive through Texas on its own. Is like, and from what I hear about, I've never been to Texas, but I know people that are from Texas, and they say that even within the state of Texas, the culture between the eastern and western half of Texas drastically different. Major cities, Houston to Austin to Dallas, and yeah, it's like, oh yeah, that's a major city. It's going to be the same. No, it's not. No, it's not. People don't really grasp just how culturally, geographically, and everything different, culinarily different big cities can be. Heaven help you if there's like rural space, if there's agricultural space, if there's farmland, if it's yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, Love the earrings. Thank you, thank you. These I'm realizing all of it. This is from Spain. This is also from my very first trip to Spain. There was a local market, and I saw the lady making these, and she was right next to a donut shop, and I was like, oh my gosh, I love those earrings. But also, fun fact, I got these earrings shortly after I visited Spain after my terrible study abroad in Moscow. So my brain was still full of Russian. So I was talking to her about these earrings, but I kept slipping into Russian. And then she asked me in Russian, do I speak Russian? And then I responded to her a little bit. I just finished studying, and she's like, where were you studying? And I said the school that I was in. And she's like, oh my God, I love that school. Like, da 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 da. So then we like had a little tee-hee. So then she gave me these earrings. I bought these earrings, and then she gave me a bag of donuts from her neighbor. She's like, that's on me. I said, oh my God. Turns out my Russian is worth something. Not a lot, but it was worth something. A little bit of those. How long was your flight from Cape? It was really long. I had 2 flights. It was like an 8-hour flight from Barcelona to Dubai, and then a 5-hour layover, and then like a 9 or 10-hour flight from Dubai to Cape Town. I still don't know what day it is. Still don't know. Fun fact for those of you who are New York based, there are direct flights from New York to Cape Town. That sounded nice. That sounded really nice. Listen, has a great PR team. There are no elephant sanctuaries in Cape Town. Never has been. It's actually the Eastern Cape province. The Western Cape town doesn't like Eastern Cape. I fully believe this. I'm sure that their PR team is great. I also know that their website needs to be adjusted in this case, because it says that there are elephant sanctuaries in Cape Town on their tourism website. I was very confused, and then I became sad because I just want to be with an elephant. So, yeah. I want to go there, crossing it off my list. I'm not saying you have to cross it off your list. I just think that it's good to have an awareness of the current reality of the space that you are going into. There's a lot of social politics everywhere that you go, and especially the more marginalized you are. I am a Black woman. 2 things, bing bang bop. And so my existence is politicized everywhere that I step into. And so understanding how my intersections sit in different spaces just helps me to, if I choose to go somewhere, be as informed as possible about how I will be perceived, how I should navigate certain spaces, so that way I'm not caught always by surprise. So I'm not saying to cross it off, but I am saying that if it is somewhere that you are interested in going to, this kind of information could help you navigate it a little bit better. Know what to do, know where to go, not necessarily know where to go, even though I do have some really great recommendations. Like the place that I got this is a really interesting, super cool market spot that has, if you're from New York and you're used to like smorgasbord, it's like that, but with international food, like Ghanaian food, Tanzanian food, Ethiopian food, Turkish food, but all of it infused with African flavor. It was, and then I had to get barbecue from here, and it was really good. And the first time in a while that I needed to drink milk because my mouth started burning consistently in a building kind of way. And I was like, oh, I'm not able to think straight because I'm hot. But it was delicious. Ooh, and then they had honey butter corn, a spiced honey butter corn. I will put all of this in a little like vlog situation and maybe turn it into like a short or something. It was phenomenal. And there was so much clothes. There was like secondhand clothing, like eclectic clothing places. There was one spot where like you could paint, people were painting on the backs of jackets. Like if you wanted a personalized lion or portrait or whatever, people were doing that. It was really cool. It was really cool. So like there's a lot of stuff around here to do. Also the nature in South Africa in general, the amount of nature in Cape Town, everywhere looks like it's in National Geographic's. Like the water is so and I'm not just like talking out of my ass about this. I feel like I breathe more air here. Like the air is fuller here than it has been anywhere else that I've been to. The water is also more alive here in a way that like yes, massive sharks. Not everywhere, not everywhere. I haven't seen any, but Cape Town and South Africa in general is known for like the large great white population. But where I'm at, there's a part when you look at the water, the wind is hitting it from every direction, so it's hard to tell where like you can't look at the waves to tell where the wind is coming from because it's hitting everywhere. But also you just turn a little bit, I'll put all this in a vlog. You turn a little bit and you literally see clouds cascading down the mountain towards the sea. It is so beautiful. It could like bring you to tears. This is truly a beautiful, beautiful country. And I've only been to one part. So I'm not saying to cross it off your list, but just like be informed. Catching up. Ooh, I have. You're really living the life. How long? Oh, yep, I doop-a-doo, doop-a-doo. Saying sure, I've been alive my whole life in this country and I'm learning. It's not in Cape Town. Crystal, it is not in Cape Town. I just, there's some things that just probably need to be edited on the website. That is all. From Baltimore is referred to Smalltimore, but for the north of the I know you're disappointed on the unfortunate misadvertising of the elephant sanctuary. Sounds like it would have been a beautiful experience because I would have gone to the elephant sanctuary, wept uncontrollably, touched an elephant. Maybe it would have just like put its little snout on my face and done this, and I would have felt chosen. And then I would have felt like, okay, now I can get this tattoo that I've always wanted. And you know what? It's just not the right time. It's what I'm telling myself. It's a hard truth. It's a hard truth. But I am accepting that. And I will not fight it. You can Google shoulder season for cheaper. Oh, I haven't heard of that one. All right, if anybody wants to try out Googling shoulder season for cheaper flights, you let me know. To Elephant Sanctuary, it was somewhere in the, there was one, I think one of the largest ones. I think there's 3 that I know of that were on the Cape Town website. None of which were in Cape Town, but there were 3 elephant sanctuaries, and one of them I remember being Northwest, and I think that it was the largest one too. I'm a get to one of these at some point. You'll enjoy yourself. It's great that you're hyper aware. I don't want to crap on man. It's a special, it's a special kid in our family. I have been told, once again, this is not me saying this, I've been told this by people that are born and raised South African and some of whom have moved around and now live here. They refer to Cape Town as Africa Light. And I'm like, guys, and they're like, no, Shayna, you need to know this because as you continue to explore our beautiful continent, just know that it gets so much more African. And I'm like, I can imagine. They're like, no. It gets so much more African. than what's here. So enjoy it. We love having you here. We're so happy that you're connecting with like your deeper roots, like pre-transatlantic slave trade and how that really, we love this. And just know that it gets so much more Black. And I'm like, thank you. I'm excited to see all the Black. So yeah. Have you ever been to the UK? I have been to the UK. More specifically, I've been to London. I'm not particularly interested in exploring a whole bunch of the UK, if I'm being honest. That being said, Ireland, let me tell you something. Let me tell all of you something. If Ireland was not cold 400 days out of the year, they're my favorite Europeans. My favorite Europeans. Am I going to be in Ireland this holiday season because I want to? Yeah. Yeah. And y'all know how much I hate the cold. I hate the cold, but I love the Irish. They're my favorite whites. They're my favorite whites. I in the same way that I've never met and listen, I know that not everybody in Ireland is white, but you know that like 99.2% of them are. But in the same way that I personally have not met a Canadian that was not the kindest soul ever. No, I have not met Drake personally, thank God. Not like me. So sorry, ADHD went everywhere. But I've never met an Irish person that wasn't an absolute vibe and a half, that was not the friendliest, the kindest, not the most socially aware, but incredibly socially aware. I've always had a great time every time I've been to Ireland and every time that I've met an Irish person. So yeah, so not the UK. Ireland, 10 out of 10 every time, especially as a Black person. And Scotland. That's even more north. It's hard. It's hard going that far north. It's hard going that far north. Okay. If you're coming to Joburg, it's about an hour from Joburg. You can still do. Right. Like I saw how close it was to Joburg. The elephant sanctuary was to Joburg, and I personally got incredibly excited. And then I was like, wait, Shayna, you're not going to Joburg. You're not going to Joburg. And then I came here, and like, it's great. It's great. I do not have negative feelings about Cape Town personally. It's complicated here, as I've said, but the way that everybody's like, Shayna, you would love Joburg. And then I find out that the elephant sanctuary is like a sneeze away. So I feel personally attacked a little bit, but once again, it's fine. It's my first time. It's my first time in the motherland. I can't win it all. And that's fine. What were your reactions to the bag? Oh, what were the reactions to the bag? Like, the Black South Africans, it felt like it, from what I was told by two and what I noticed from other people, I think they saw it as like an invitation in, and is like oh, hey, like it felt like I'm trying to word this. How do I word this? Because they saw me identifying as Black and they identify as Black, even though culturally I don't look like I identify as Black here. They saw that as almost like a hi friend kind of a thing. The white people aren't paying attention to anybody besides other white people, unless they are like very culturally aware. But like, I only know the ones that are more culturally aware because I've talked to people or they introduced me to people at like this event, right? I'm not necessarily going out of my way to meet a whole bunch of like random white South Africans while I'm here. Just because. The colored people, I've noticed the people that would be considered colored here, there's a consistent look of confusion. It's almost like a squinting that happens when they see the bag and then they see me. And I'm like, yeah. And then I have to remember where I'm at. So yeah, that's pretty much been the consistent reactions to this. Joy, confusion, and indifference. Do you have any safety tips for traveling solo as a Black woman? Research. Research is my best safety tip, and that will vary from country to country. It also depends on like what kind of traveling you're planning on doing. Are you planning on moving abroad? Are you planning on doing a trip? Are you planning on doing a nature excursion? Are you planning on going to cities? Are you planning on doing like a work study situation? It's gonna vary. Oh, okay. I have 10 minutes before I gotta go. So sorry, guys. This is, ooh, the adventure never ends. But yeah, research is my biggest. And when you think, oh, okay, I think I have all the answers, go to the Facebook groups, especially if you are a solo traveling Black woman, go to the Facebook groups. I've mentioned this in a couple of videos, but if anybody wants like a tutorial of how to navigate Facebook groups so that we could get the most information out of them, please let me know. They are a wealth of truly life changing, sometimes saving information. 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10. Ireland? Shanae. Shayna? Is that also Shayna? Wait a minute. All I'm saying, you, Miss Ma'am, Ireland, 10 out of 10. Also, all of the people that I've met that almost, all of the people that I've met that have traveled to Ireland have also been a vibe. I feel like certain countries that have certain kinds of cultures to them attract a very specific kind of China, thank you, my bad, attract a certain kind of personality that just blends and grows, and it's like one of us situation. And so if you feel drawn to go to Ireland, you're probably a similar vibe that is Ireland. Yeah. I've only been to Dublin so far, but this holiday season I'm going to be in between Dublin and Cork. I also hear that Cork is like a wildly underrated food destination in Europe. I'm gonna let y'all know about that. Africa Light. Yeah, I live in Joburg, and every year without fail, we holiday to CT for 3 weeks, and that's about as much as we can handle. Otherwise, it's for work. That's what I hear. Like, I see people coming in here, and I could tell that they're like from the continent. And I also know that they're here for a short period of time. I see them outfits, pictures, content. And then I just don't see them again. And I'm like, oh, this is the place this is the place where like, okay, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. Cause I'm a go, is what it seems like. And yes, they are the most accepting of Black people over in Ireland. I love them. Oh God, I love them. Okay, with the time that I have left, I am going to give 3 more minutes. As I do, am I gonna put on some? Yeah, I'm gonna put on a little something, because there's like a wrap-up party for the event that I'm doing, and I am probably gonna take a picture or two. Ooh, I'm gonna take a picture or two, and I need to get all of this stuff out of my teeth. Jesus. So if anybody has any last thoughts, questions, comments, concerns, let's go for it. Here I am. Oh God. Okay, I'm gonna put you right here. Yay. Okay. And nobody's gonna look at me floss. Okay. Oh God. Okay, I did it. I didn't do it. I lied. I'm so sorry. Okay. Whew. All right. I'm not seeing any new comments. I have to get the rest of me ready. So this has been lovely. Be there soon to say goodbye. Oh, okay. I'm gonna talk to you guys later. You guys are great. If you have any more questions, please type them in the comment section. If you have not already, please like this video. And yeah, I'm gonna talk to you guys later. Stay safe out there. All right. Bye-bye.